Hey everybody, it's Kate Richburg. Sorry, I'm a little late today. So I want to share a couple of things with you. And then we'll get right down to it. So right before I went on, I got a phone call from my best friend in the whole wide world, my high school bestie. And her dad, has kind of been going downhill, not been doing real great. He's 91 years old and he's had an amazing life, but Christine's going through it right now, right? Because she now is on her way to the hospital to make some decisions. And, that's when you call your best friend. And when you have a best friend, you answer that phone whenever and wherever, right? So, I just got off the phone with her and I thought fleetingly of not doing this broadcast today. In 10 years, never missed a broadcast, right? But shit's heavy right now, right? It's rough out there. We're tired. We're sad, and to have something like this just happen right before you go on. You never, ever not answer the phone, especially for your best friend. So you may also be feeling heavy, right? And tired and worried and all of those things. But I feel like the creativity that we share here together, right? The friendship that we share here together, the projects, the love across the miles, right? That makes things feel a little less heavy. So I'm not canceling this broadcast. I'm coming on with you, being super transparent, good memories. So send out some good juju for my bestie. Some of you know her. She's been on here with me before. Here's my Miranda, right? And we all just do our best, right? That's it. We do our best. So I'm going to do my best today. Like we all are every day. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm remembering Bruce and how amazing he is, how fun he is, the fun we've had with him since high school. And so that's it. So thanks, JP. And that's it. So, we can all do hard things, and we also just have to be honest and real. So that's what this is all about. So anyway, putting that aside right here.
There's lots of crying and beating.
Yeah, today there's crying and beating for sure. But let me share with you a little bit about what we've got going on this week. Okay? Because focusing on those things and looking forward to things helps us go through, right? Only way out is through, my friends, and we're going through it. So today is Sift Flex Day here at Beadshop, right? Which I love, right? And we're gonna talk about it. I have some samples here that we're gonna look at, and then later today at 1:00 Pacific, I'm going on with either Sarah or Kristen, not my Christine, Kristen from Sift Flex. And we're going to do a Sift Flex earring project together, right? Which is going to be super fun. So the last couple of days, I've been quilting with my mom's quilt group. Well, my quilt group too, not just my mom's quilt group. It's my quilt group. the quilt group my mom led me to. And I've been making the sample for this weekend's class, which is going to be amazing. So those of you who are in the Quilting 101 class with me, I'm super excited. You're going to get an email from me a little bit later with the step outs and everything, but I really communed with my project yesterday, and I cannot wait to share some things about all of that with you this weekend. My mom is going to be here this weekend with me during class, so she's going to share some of her quilting 411. So it's 411. Yeah, that's it.
101.
Not or 101, not 911. I think, Miranda, are there any spaces left in that quilt class? Can you check?
Let's check.
It's all online. So if you do want to join us, it'll be pretty easy to gather materials for it. So do we have any in there? So Miranda can add a couple of slots if you're like, oh, I just want to sit in.
The cut and quilt 101?
Yeah.
They can't sit with us. There's no room.
There's no room. You know what? Put in 5 spaces. Okay. So if you want to join us this weekend, it's on Saturday. It's all day. You don't have to sew along with us. You'll be able to rewatch and rewatch. But it's really good. It's going to be really, really fun if I do say so myself. So that's happening. If you do sign up, email us, okay? So I can send you the pre-show stuff. And then you'll also be in the email that I send out for everyone else later today. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Oh, and Rachel wants to pass along to a few quilter friends. It is under our online classes as well. And thank you, Janice. Janice just did it. So great. Thank you. It's going to be fun. It's machine quilting, Lisa. And we're going to be using a couple of different things, some charm packs, some jelly rolls. I'm also going to show you how to cut. So it's good therapy to keep your hands busy, and it's going to engage another part of your crafty mind. So that's that. Then on Friday, we've got a couple of things. We have, and I'm getting my dates kind of mixed up. January is like crawling like a snail, right? And flying by like a hurricane, right? It's like the longest, fastest month in history, right? I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
I think it's so fast.
Is it fast? So on Friday, and Neelay was just texting us. He's all, Kate, I need the link for Friday's show. And I'm like, oh crap. Right. We have a show on Friday. We are going to do the winter renewal box wrap up on Friday. Okay. That's on Free Tip at 10:30. And it's going to be me, Danielle, and Neelay. I also want to do a wrap up with Janice. We're going to wrap up the TGBE projects, right? So I think we're going to do that next week. Janice, take a note. We'll do that next week. But I do have a little kit that I want to launch for you folks. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that kit up, the bracelet kit, the Valentine's bracelet. I'm going to put that up tomorrow, right? So we can start selling it and getting it out to you folks. I put it on my wrist. Is it floating around here somewhere? I don't know. I don't know where it is. Don't worry. I'm going to put it up. It's super cute. I was wearing it this weekend. I'm going to put it up for sale tomorrow. Okay. So you guys can grab it. And then next week, Janice and I will put it together and we'll do a wrap up of the TGBE. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. So thanks for helping me get my calendar straight. And that's our story. So the wrap up's going to be super fun. The weekend's going to be super fun. Next week, I'll wrap up with JP. I am going to have to go down to see Christine sometime soon. So I'll let you folks know what's going on with that too. So anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Thank you, Linda. I thought, you know what, this ring was sitting here. Sometimes I put it on. It has a fun secret in the back, right? You can see through the back into, it's a Damascus steel.
What's the secret?
See on the back, there's a little window,
Oh.
how you can see through it, right? So when in doubt, put on a frickin' statement ring, put on some red lipstick and power through, right? All right. So mark take notes here. This is, how long are we into the broadcast? Where's the broadcast? 13 minutes in. When you're going to look at the project, you're going to fast forward 13 minutes in. So let's get down to it. Let me add this. And we're going to solo it. Janice, thanks. We're all in this together. So thanks. Okay, Sift Flex Day. So did I mention that we launched some new colors? I did not. And did I also mention that this week, Sift Flex and all of the Sift Flex findings and components are the item of the week? So that's good news for all of you. Okay. That means that all of this Sift Flex is 10% off. And you can stack it with January 10 to get 20% off all Sift Flex, even this new stuff, right? So it is the time to stock up on the Sift Flex. And we've added some new colors. We had the bone. This is the bone. Isn't this gorge? I love it. We had the bone in 0.014, and I think we added it in the 0.019. This is perfect for floats maybe that you're doing with pearls and stuff. Really gorgeous, right? We also added this pink tourmaline. Look at this in this pink tourmaline color. So if you're doing some floats, showing your Sift Flex, like, look, if I put these colors together, right, like that. Thank you, Mary Ellen. Appreciate that kind sentiment. If you put these all together, and I've pulled a couple of projects for you. This is our Sift Flex float that we've done, and we've mixed it with chain. So the total will be 20%. Kaylee K. We're not that crazy this week, but it's markdown 10 and stack it with January 10 and you'll get 20. Okay. So here is, look at this color, this fluorite. Isn't that gorgeous? Wouldn't have that would be pretty in a float like this, right? So if you're mixing some Sift Flex with some check glass, with some chain, look at how pretty this goes together, right? Just one strand of chain and then 5 strands of the Sift Flex. I know. I'm sorry, JP. I know. You keep buying it, we'll have it in stock, and then I put it on sale, right? But I thought, why not? Let's put it on as item of the week. I don't know. That's what happens when I do these things late at night. I get a little delirious and I just do it, right? So it's in there. Okay. So I think that these colors, especially this one, you know, we are not carrying the spindles right now. We're adding in some new check glass shapes. I've just got some new 6mm fire polish in. We're looking at getting in some different shapes and stuff like that. So the spindles have not left the building completely. They're just on a little vacation, right? So I really, really love them. So they're really fun. But something like this, if you have your table cuts, right? if you have some table cuts left over from the weekend, you could pick and choose a few and just do a float like this. Look at how nice this lapis looks with this blue strand. Okay, this necklace, I think these are all under, I'm going to see. I'm going to go to projects. I'm going to go to necklaces. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to go to, they might be in Soft Flex 101. They are not. I am going to go to floats, maybe. Let's see if they're there. It's under Float Away. That's what this is. And there are some really great samples there that are gorgeous. This one is called Kalani, which is just gorgeous. But you'll find a lot of inspiration. There's a lot of these beads in these projects that we don't carry any longer, but it'll be really fantastic inspiration there. Okay. Let me see if I can get back to the broadcast. Hang on. Where's the broadcast tab? There it is. All right. And Heather, you and me both. I've decided that apparently I've never met a bead I didn't love, for sure. Right? For sure. So that's there, under Float Away. So I've pulled a few Soft Flex projects, and the Soft Flex project that I'm going to be doing this afternoon with the Soft Flex crew, Emily Miller did a fantastic Soft Flex hoop earring that I have no idea where the sample is, but previously I've done the Soft Flex earrings like this, right? That are the drops. Well, what Emily did was she did just a little bit of a tweak to this design. So instead of hanging in drops, they'll hang in hoops. So that's what I'm going to do, the project that I'm doing with either Sarah or Kristen at 1 p.m. Pacific. So we're going to look at some beads, some supplies, and we're going to palette for it. And then I'll be back at 1 o'clock to do the earring with you. Okay. This is also one that I want to show you. This one is out of my stash, and it's made in pretty much the same way. And I show you these periodically. This one, let me see if I can zoom up on them. Can you hear that? That postal printer printing labels. Miranda's working hard.
So many packages.
Yes. So many packages, so many things. So things are moving. We're working fast here. Quickly and accurately is what I'm saying. So this is Soft Flex here, right here. This is actually 0.014, I think, the thinner Soft Flex, because I did these with gemstones. This earring, to be honest, is probably 15 years old, right? It's an old one. What I did here, it's made exactly like this one is, except I strung here at the bottom. I used brio, right? We've got the briolets, right? Then what I did was, this is on an eye pin, and I strung this bottom part. Then I made this part here with all the dangles and stuff. Then I just strung it on, and then I finished stringing it on right here. Okay. And then I crimped. See, there's a crimp cover and a crimp cover. This is all in gold filled. And then I had, I think, a gold filled soldered link here, maybe in my stash or somewhere like that. I think it needs to actually turn like that, maybe. I don't know. And so then that hangs just like that. It's a really pretty Say Something earring. I really, really love it. Here's the other one. And you can see what I did. So maybe you don't notice. Can you spot the difference on these two? Here, right here is, see how this is a brio inside it? This brio has been wire wrapped and put on. What happened was, probably after 10 years of wearing it, my briolet cracked probably and fell off, right? I probably had somewhere to wear this. I probably was like running late out the door and I'm like, oh crap, where's the brio? So I got a fresh brio and I wire wrapped it on the bottom. So see, you can't notice, right? You can't tell. Someday I'll restring this, maybe, right? But I just changed it up. These are also back in the day when the Swarovski 5301 was thick on the ground, right? We carried it in, I don't know, 100 colors. Right, the good old days. So that's what this is. But you can use a 3mm bead, a 4mm bead, whatever. I'd really love to see your creativity with this. Again, it's the same way, putting this together the same way as we would this other one. It's gotten a little, I took these on the cruise, so it got a little like twisted. So let me untwist. There we go. And let me untwist this. There we are, just like that. So it's made the same way that this one is, right? So all you do is you add that bar. This bar got a little bent, so let me straighten it out. Right, but again, these are probably, as I say, about 15 years old, these. And they're such, I think, such a great say something earring. Curtis, thank you for that. Curtis, I want to tell you, Miranda, Curtis just commented, thanks for the order we recently received. A big red heart. Orders always arrive perfectly.
Aww.
Thank you. That means so much to us. Sometimes we get it wrong, right? But we'll make it right as fast as we can. So we're doing our best. We're just a small team. Oh, and I also want to let you folks know our Emily too, she's going to be out for a few weeks. She's having a little surgery, taking care of a couple things. So she's out. So we wish her all of the best. She'll come roaring back even better than ever. But Chris is here doing filling. And so we're going to do our best to work as quickly and as efficiently as we can without our Emily too. But all good love going out to her, but she'll be back. Yeah, she's not going anywhere, right? So so that's good. Yes, and thank you, Terry. We will share those wishes for Emily too, for sure, but she'll be back in full form. So here are these, okay? And I know there was questions about which Soft Flex and stuff to use. So let me show you. Miranda, would you also grab me a Soft Touch, please?
What color? Is there just one color?
Yeah, there's just one color. I love this. Deborah saying most of me is last century, just about. Emily too, we love you. Yes, we do. We do. Emily Jr. Yes, sometimes we call her that. Yep, that's what Margaret calls her. So let me show you. This right here, these earrings are on Soft Touch. The Soft Touch that we carry, no, it's there. You are. The Soft Touch here, what we carry it in is a 0.010. Okay, let me get a Post-it so I can write this down so you can see it in a visual. All right, let me get a pen. There's a pen. Let me get a paper. And let me show you. No? Okay. Keep looking. I swear to you it's there. Hang on, everybody.
Come a little closer and I'll find
Hang
it.
on. It should say Soft Touch. Soft Flex Copper. Huh. Aha. Perfect.
Very fine.
Very fine. There it is. Okay. So when we are using really small beads, okay, really small, like these semi-fresh these semi-precious amethyst right there. Okay. Teresa, these beads, literally, my friend, none of these beads are in the shop, with the exception of this briolette and some of these daisy spacers. These are old ones from my collection 15 years ago. Okay.
Oh, on the earring?
On the earring.
I was going to say, we do have some
Yeah.
spindles left.
I mean, we have.
Some spindles on closeout.
No, not these. The earrings.
Right.
These earrings. No spindles in those. So, but you could use, let me get my tweezers here. Anything down here. This could be a 4mm anything, right? A 2 or a 3mm anything. And then go stash diving for some specialty, some maybe beads that you really want to highlight. Like this is a 4mm. We probably have some 4mm semi-press in the shop, right? We do. Go stash. You don't need many, right? For this earring, this 2, 4, 6. So 6, 12, 24 of those, right? So just play around with what you've got. You know, take this idea as a good kind of starting point and take the leap for sure. So this is the soft touch, the 0.010. Okay, that's the thinnest that we carry. So something like this, and I'm going to open this one up. Okay. See how it's hard to see. See how skinny mini that is, right? It is slim. We love this soft touch, the 0.010, the very fine, for all of those semi-precious beads that you want to just wear and not have your strand break, right? So back in the day when things like, when we got a lot of like those semi-precious and precious stones like ruby and the sapphires we used to get. Also beads that have, and still some semi-precious like the faceted semi-precious, stuff like that. It is super, super slim, right? The holes are so small. So you need something that's really strong. So this has the wire inside, right? And then it has the coating on the outside. So the soft touch is softer and more flexible. Okay, that's what this is. It's the soft touch, very fine 0.010. Okay, so I use that. I still have like old ruby necklaces that I've strung up and they look great. And they're still, after all of these years, in really good shape. Okay, so when you're doing something small, Janice loves the soft touch too when she's doing gem stringing and stuff like that, right? So that's this that we've got here. Now, next on the docket is something like this. One of Janice's favorite sizes to use is the 0.014, which is the fine right here. We've just added the fine in the black back in, the black onyx. We also have it in the bone. We have it in some good basic staples. You can see how much thicker this is. Janice loves this 0.014. I love it too, right? Like something like this piece. This is one that I did way back in the day on Beads, Baubles, and Jewels. This was a lariat. And this is strung on the 0.014. Okay. Has a lot of movement to it. I did it. See down here at the bottom, you can see it's kind of twisty. What I've done is I've used some Tyla beads and some bugles, some 8/0s. And right down here, I've crimped. So I've come around, gone back through, and that crimp, that Soft Flex goes through this chain and then it's crimped underneath that crimp cover. Okay. Then the way that this sits is this chain goes through this opening like this, and it comes in and it just sits kind of like that, right? Yeah, it was a fun episode. This one was, I think it was, the theme was inspired by art. And so this is inspired by a painting in the SF MoMA, the Museum of Modern Art, of like a bridge painting. I'll have to look it up, but you can find the episode. Yes, the Art Deco, right? That's what it was. It was Art Deco. So I chose an Art Deco painting. It was really fun to do. But this lariat like this is a really fun, we've done it several times. Emily's done this on this. So it's really handy and really a fun technique to use. So you can see these tilas bring everything together. So it's a nice kind of open work piece like this. This would also make a great like neck bracelet thing here as well, right? And just put a little 2-strand clasp on it. So this is something like 0.014, right? The beads are kind of smaller. It's not super heavy, that kind of thing. Okay. Here's another one. This one Emily Miller did. Emily 1 did. And this one is, I think this might be the Gatsby necklace or something like that. It's a little, hang on. Oh, thank you, Janice. I hope you love it. I alluded to Agnes Martin earlier this month in a newsletter, and I told you folks to keep your eye out for her. For February, our artist is going to be Agnes Martin, and I can't wait for you to learn more about her. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And Deborah, I see your question. I'm going to talk about that. But yeah, thank you, JP. I'm glad you like it. It's going to be it's going to be cool. So this here, this is a 3-strander. Okay. So this is also on 0.014 because of all the pearls, because it needs to be thin. So see how the way that Emily did this was, she's come in, she's strung. Then these 8/0 go over the top of that. This strand comes in. Then the 8/0 go over all 3 of those strands. It's crimped here and the strands are reduced. Okay. So I think there's probably 2 strands are reduced here. Then we come up with a single strand all the way around, crimp, and then put a crimp cover on it. Right? This is such a gorgeous piece. Here on the button, you can see same way, 2 strands, the 3rd strand underneath, reduce the strands, come around the button. And I want to hold this up so you can see it. Emily did a gorgeous, I think Emily did this one. I don't think I did it. I think 100% Emily did this. But look at how great it looks on. It's really, I love this long length coupled with these shorter ones. I have like one of my shorter pearl necklaces here, and you can just put that on and just layer to your heart's content, right? It's quite pretty, if I do say so. You put this on. So see how that strand just comes in and layers. So you can just keep adding and stuff, whatever, right? But this, I think, is a really terrific piece to do. Then I want to show you next. Oh, and let me show you this kind of up in the air, like so, right? It's really, I think, really a gorgeous, fun piece. And see here at the back, we've got this nice dangle. So you could wear this dangle in the back. Let me clasp it. Or you can turn it around and wear that dangle in the front as well. Okay, gorgeous. Okay, so let me get back to the questions on the Soft Flex. Let me get to 0.019. Okay, let me see if I can grab in all of these strands. Let me grab this. Now we're getting to my archive here. Okay. And this. Yeah, these are good. That's thread. This looks good. Okay, let me show you this. This is 0.019. Okay, right here. Some of you have seen this, right? I put these out once in a while. Let me zoom out. None of these beads, you can, stash dive, play around in what you have, get some of those table cuts, right? The table cuts would look great mixed up in a tassel strand like this. This centerpiece, I have only ever seen one. This is probably 30 years ago that I've strung this, long time. But you can see what's so cool about this piece. This is on thread, and then I put the strands through the mouth, and this is all coming out here like this. But again, these are old German glass beads way back in the day, and old Czech glass beads. But your table cuts would look amaze in this, right? But where the Soft Flex comes in is this piece is heavy, right? I'm going to take this. I don't wear it very often. I probably have worn it less than 5 times in its lifetime. But I really love it when the SF MoMA does my retrospective. This will be in it, right? Or maybe the Renwick, the Smithsonian will do it. I don't know. We'll see.
I'll put in a word.
Yeah, or the Whitney. Maybe it's the Whitney that will do it. The Whitney is one of my favorite museums. But we shall see. Anywho. So this portion here, this is strung on Soft Flex. Okay. So something like this has just been looped around. This was like maybe it has a slide on it. So maybe it was meant for a belt or something like that, right? So this comes around the back. I put like a little check glass. What I did was I crimped it. You can kind of see the crimp way under there. So I put this bead over the top to cover that crimp. And then I just strung it symmetrically. Okay. And these beads are heavy. So 0.019 is the way to go on this. Now, the way that I closed this, and I've done this clasp before in my wire working, but just like the hook and eye that JP and I did on this, let me show you this one. Let me see if I can get this out. Remember this from this weekend. There's nothing, everything old is new again, right? So this is that same type of closure. You can create this with the chain and the link, right? That would look really great. So then this, and this can be put in, this hook can go anywhere across. Oh, Sophie's asking about the fruit beads. Girl, I have them right here. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten. We have them. I almost ordered them last week. Janice, double check and make sure that I didn't order them. I think I had them in the cart and maybe I took them out. I don't know. But we're going to get a bunch because we are going to do a project with these. So don't worry. That's coming. That's coming. In time for fruit time here in yeah, this fruit salad. I just love them. So don't worry. Those are coming. Let me put this on. I haven't put this necklace on in a while. So let's see if it even still fits me here, but this goes, and see how high this fits on the neck, because this is such a heavy piece. Yeah, it does. It looks good. I haven't worn this in so long. I need to wear it somewhere. Chris needs to take me somewhere so I can wear this thing. Yeah, it's nuts.
What's the focal?
See, it's this dragon head thing. Um,
Want me to bury it in the backyard?
no, you're not burying it in the backyard. But it's really, I love it. And so since it sits up here, it doesn't drag down like this, right? It sits kind of nicely on the neck like this. So yeah, this is a good piece. This is mostly a piece though that sits here on my beautifies my studio. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. So something heavy like this, 0.019. Okay. Something heavy like this is a wire piece that I did a while back. Right? A wire back. Right? Like this one. Also 0.019. Right? These right here, 0.019. I'll show you how it's connected. It is a nice one. I made some of these glass beads was back in the day when I was making beads. Someday I'll do it again. I haven't given up my bead making equipment quite yet. These are lampwork beads that I did. And then this right here, see, this is, I don't know, 12 gauge wire, maybe. We're going to get the twist, the hole punches in. This wire I've flattened and I've hole punched it. And this is just a giant component that I've made. Can you see that there? And then it goes through, I think it's crimped underneath here. And then I reduced the strands. And then I think what I did was I used, look at this. I used a clamshell end tip. And the way I did that instead of knotting was I put a crimp tube on the inside of this, put my clamshell end tip on, put a crimp tube in there, crimped it nice and tight, and then closed the clamshell over the top. I do that a lot.
That's crazy.
I know, it's crazy. Cuckoo banana pants, right? So this was fun. This was a fun one to do. I did a lot of these kind of Calder inspired pieces. I sold a lot of these. This piece is probably 25, 30 years old. Probably it's been there a while. Okay, that's a fun one. Something like this, also heavy. This is a clasp that I made. It needs some polishing desperately. But again, heavy pieces like that, right? This one, of course, with that faux polymer, right? I'm showing this because Janice loves this so much. I keep saying someday we're going to do it, and we will. But these are all faux imitatives that I've made out of polymer clay and to look like turquoise and amber and stuff like that. But all of this has been strung on the 0.019. Okay. Right. Janice, I love it. Yes, it is true. We do have a very special way of teaching. Throw everything at you. Hopefully something sticks and then you'll come back for more. Right. I love it. It is true. Helping my train of thought. Question Trudy has, is this brass wire? This is actually copper wire here. And this right here, this heavy copper wire, like in 12 gauge, this maybe actually is even 10 gauge, right? This could be 10 gauge. I'll tell you a secret. I use copper grounding wire that I used to get at the hardware store for all of this. So we carry bare copper wire up to 16 gauge, I think. But this might be 12, it might be 10. But haunt the aisles of your hardware store, and this is copper grounding wire, pure copper. It hasn't been sealed. It's just, patinaed over the ages, right? Like this. So yeah, super fun. So these are just old pieces from the archive. Again, hook and eye. Again, everything old is new again. Same type of closure that we did on this one from this past weekend. You cannot go wrong with a good hook and eye. Though, Trudy, brass wire would look great as well. I've done a lot of work in brass also. Okay. These are also beads. This is a lampwork bead that I made. Someday I'll get that torch back out. But this is heavy, 0.019 right here. And instead of knotting, right, I've got that little shadow bead in between. Okay. Gauge to make the clasp, Deborah. I think, let me give you a close-up. Let me measure it so I don't have to guess. Let me see where my caliper is. Hang on. Let me get a little closer here. And I see my caliper way over there on my desk. Hang on. If I can grab it without dropping anything. Hang on. Let me see. Okay. Let me zoom in. So I'll tell you exactly what gauge this is. So in millimeters, 1.5 millimeter. Can you Google 1.5 millimeter to gauge for me, Miranda? Please. And then will you also 16. So this is 16 gauge. And let me, oh, did this really run out of battery like just now?
Oh, it says 16 gauge for some sheet steel and corresponds to 14 gauge for body jewelry.
Oh, interesting. Well, this is 16. Why? There we go. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to re-zero this. Let me see if I can do it real quick. 1.6. So this must also be 14 or 16 gauge. 14 gauge, I think. Right? This is it. Okay. So, yeah. So that's the story there. So that's how I use the different the different sizes. Okay. Let me also answer the question on, I've got all my crimson end tips in here. What to use when. Okay. So there's a question about crimp tubes and crimp covers. My go-to is the 2 millimeter crimp tube. Do I have any in here? I've got some 2 mils right here. Let me get them to be all the same color. The 2 millimeter crimp tube, which is right here, and the 3 millimeter crimp cover. So essentially, all the crimp covers that we carry, and we also carry the crimp covers in sterling and gold filled. Okay, and this storage, I've had this storage forever. I don't know. Take a look on Amazon and see what you can find. But see how I put the little thing on the side and then it's over here, right? Like this. And it's just kind of all in here, but at least it goes together. So this is the 3 millimeter crimp cover, the 2 millimeter crimp tube, and that's how I use it all. Okay, that's what I use for, that's my default for everything. We used to carry, and we're going to get these back in because Janice and I were talking about it. There's only so many hours in the day, but I do have them here. This is the 1 millimeter. Can you see how small that is in that little box? That 1 millimeter is terrific for floats because it gives you just a tiny, small little crimp, right? That's great for floats. Though we have used, whoops, I just dropped that, in the past also the 2 millimeter. Whoops. And of course, I just dropped all of those out right there. So the 2 millimeter or the 1 mil. We also have carried in the past a 3 millimeter, a big one.
We have 3 dollars.
Do we have 3 mil now? No, crimp tubes.
Oh,
We
crimp
don't.
tube.
Yeah. That's the 3 millimeter right there. Okay. And those are great, especially if you need to crimp a whole bunch of things together, right? Like several different strands. They're really great. And you can hide them in, like we did with this one. See how all of these are probably crimped together with a 3 mil crimp, and then it's hidden under these roller beads, of which we've got some new ones coming in as well. I'm like, we were woefully short on rollers, but we've got some new colors and things in that you're going to like. So keep your eye out. We'll replenish all of these, right? We just, again, there's only so many hours in a day, but I really love these findings. I love the way these go together. Okay. So that's what we do. The crimp covers, from what I've seen, but don't quote me on this. The 3 millimeter cover, though they do have some that are larger. I'll take that back. I have seen some larger ones. But we carry the 3 mil that goes over the 2. Okay. So, and we carry a great assortment. We have that bead-along assortment in the assorted colors, which is also great. We also carry them in sterling and in gold filled. And we carry the crimp covers in the regular plated base metals, but we also carry them in the plate as well. Okay. Where's my little scoop? Oh, Miranda's bringing out a big
100 plus orders.
Yeah, big box going out. We always do our best. I know that sometimes you think we're over here eating bonbons, but I promise you.
I wish.
I know, right?
What the heck?
Let's just DoorDash some bonbons. We need like.
I thought tomorrow we could have chicken sandwiches.
Oh, chicken sandwich. Yes. Tomorrow's a chicken sandwich day. I'm excited.
I mean,
Let's do it.
Should be,
but we don't quite have the time today.
I have shall return.
Okay. And then, of course, we have the wire guardians, the wire guards like this. Okay. The wire guards are like little horseshoes. And I have a wire guard. Got to have it on something. I don't know. But essentially, and you've seen me use this a million times, what it does is it's like a little horseshoe. Your Soft Flex goes up and back through, and then you put your clasp on, goes back through your crimp, and you this acts like a little guardian for that Soft Flex, gives a nice finished look to that. Okay, so that's that wire guard that's right there. I use them quite often. I love them. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. You really see the loop with the wire guard. Okay. And sometimes I want my Soft Flex to be a little smaller, so I don't use the guard. Now, do I have anything with a wire guard on it right now? Let me see if I do. Oh, here we go. Let me show you this. This is a nice piece, if I do say so. And I wanted the end to look a little more polished. I don't know if you remember when I did this piece. Let me zoom out a bit so you can see it. Okay. This has that same kind of wire piece like this, right? I did some freeform wrapping. This is a good necklace. I haven't seen it in a while, I guess. And I did that same hook and eye, right? Nothing new there. Here, can you see? There's the wire guard at the end. Comes up, put your crimp on, go through the wire guard, back down, put the figure 8 clasp on there, push that crimp up, and close the crimp. Okay? So it's a good one. Table cut actually defines, so that's a good question, Linda. Let me get that table cut. Let me get this. So we're calling them table cut strands because those mixed strands, we're actually calling them check mixed strands, but they have table cuts in them. A table cut is a bead that is actually cut with a flat surface like a table. So this is a table cut. This is a table cut. This flower is a table cut because it has that flat surface. This heart one, table cut, right? This one here, this is a pressed glass, right? It's not cut anywhere. It's pressed. It's molded, right? Molded glass. This, the faceted ones, those are called fire polish because after they've been molded to have the facets, they fire polish them a little bit to soften the cuts. Okay. So another great question that Marion has, a great question when you fly with your Soft Flex, unclasp them and store them in a Tupperware so they won't get crushed, right? Which is great. I have mine hung. You can also lay them flat, right? But I like storing them unclasped if they're stored flat, right? Which is nice, right? Oh, Diane, thanks so much. That's really sweet of you to say. All these pieces make me think of the old Beadshop brick and mortar days. So many good memories of great classes. It really is true, right? I love it. Yeah, all of the check mix strands are all in one component. So, okay. So we're looking at those. So I want to now move to, I need to text Miranda and tell her to come back in. She's taking a little break, but no break for Miranda here. I'm going to pick the earring components. I am picking the earring components. So I need you when you are available. Okay. Earring. Okay. Let's get back to this real quick. So hopefully that's helpful. All right. So any other Soft Flex questions that you might have, toss them in the comments, okay? And I will answer them. But for now, what we're going to make, let me get a screen grab so you folks see what it is that we're making. Let me go to earrings. Let me go to Soft Flex earrings, and I'm going to take a screenshot of Emily's 2 hoops that she made. I'm going to use those as my inspiration, but they're going to be, I think, a little bit different. Someone also asked about using Miyuki drops. 100% you could use Miyuki drops in these earrings. Let me upload this photo that I just took a screen grab, and we'll look at those. Okay, this is kind of what we're going for. Hang on, it doesn't want to load. Come on, there we go. So here are the pieces that Emily did, Terrace and Arroyo. Those are done with Soft Flex. Yes, I need you to run around and grab them. Hang on, I'm texting with Miranda, who's outside. Okay. So we're going to do something like this. So I'm going to look and see what we have. I think Emily used 11/aughts. Okay. So I think maybe I'll use 11/aughts. I use a lot of 8/aughts. Oh, whoops, sorry. Let me take this down. I use a lot of 8/0 and like 4 mils and stuff in here, but I use some 11/0 down there. So let me see. Let me hang these necklaces. Let me clear the decks here. We've got about 15 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull the beads, and then you'll see me go on live with either Sarah or Kristen, and then I'll make a project page for it as well. Okay. So always something, but I need to clear the decks here a little bit because I've got too many beads out. Okay, there we go. Put that there. And this one. Oh, and I have this sitting here. I didn't mention it, but we have a skill builder for our Xuron crimping plier. There's a lot of different crimping pliers out on the market. The magical crimper. There's all these crimpers, right, that are out there. We're big fans of this Xuron crimper that crimps all 3 sizes. It's kind of hard to see the little closures there, but I've got a skill builder on how to use it. It does the 3, the 2, and the 1 millimeter crimp tubes. I'm a big fan of it. And it also is made in the US. It's a great little crimper to have. Really super handy. So yeah, I like it a lot. Oh, there's a nice piece right there. Hang on a second. I've got a little bit of a tangle. I'm untangling. Okay. So watch the skill builder, okay, for this one. So, okay, let's take a look at some of the beads I'm thinking about using. Let me look at an 11/0. I'm going to look on the back end. I'm going to sort. I'm going to see a color that I like the looks of. So bear with me here just a second. 11 millimeter. Here we go. And here. Okay. Okay, I'm seeing that. I'm also going to check on, I like the drops, but you know what? I think I'm going to use the bigger, the smooth drops. I'm going to choose the smooth drops first, is what I'm going to find. All right, let me look at that. Smooth drops. Smooth. What are they under? I think they're under check glass. Check glass smooth drops. Yep. All right. Because I love the way these look, but I think these would look great in a hoop. Ivory with mercury finish. Gosh, we're kind of low. We need to get all those back in. Well, let me grab it. Hold, please. I'm going to grab it. Miranda's not back in. You keep looking at those. Ivory with mercury finish. And then I think what I'm going to do, hang on, I'm going over here. Miranda. I'm sure she'll be back in a second. Hang on, I'm getting there. I need to find them all. Drops, where are they? I have no idea where that girl puts anything. So I might have to wait till she comes back in. Hang on. I'm going to look one more place. No. All right. I honestly can't find anything in here without Miranda. So I'm going to take some notes. Sorry about that. Let me text her. Where is that girl? Okay. So come in here, please. Okay. So ivory with mercury finish. Let me take some notes. Mercury smooth drop. Let's look at Miyuki drops. Hang on. I know it's a little like watching paint dry, but just stick with me. I am going to use the matte transparent tea rose drop, Miyuki drop. Okay. Next, what else do I want to put in there? What do you think? Maybe a 4mm druck, maybe. Let me see what we've got. Let me look. I'm looking on the back end here. Hang on. 4mm druck. Oh, transparent with mercury etched finish, maybe is what I want. Mercury druck. Let me see what 3mm looks like. This is how I do it. You're seeing it in real time. No, I'm going to go with this 4. Okay. And now I'm going to go back to the 11-aught. And I'm going to see what I've got. Miyuki, I'm not going to use delicas. I'm going to just use regular 11-aught seed beads, I think. And I'm going to use I think I might either use 11-593 dark beige Ceylon, or I might use blush lined crystal 215. Blush line crystal. Okay, something like that. That's what I'm going to use. I don't need to pull them yet. I'll pull them for the show. You'll have to come back and see them. Okay. So does that work? I think I could also use, Janice, I could use a 3mm fire polish. I could also use a 15-aught, maybe. Let me see what 15-aughts look like. I'm going to look at a 15 just so I have something on tap. Um, 15 Miyuki. 15s are small, but they fit on the 0.014. Ooh, matte opaque cream. That's nice. I could also throw in, you know how we love opaque turquoise blue Picasso. 15-4514. Turquoise blue Picasso. All right. I like all that story. All right, we'll see what happens. So, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Okay. So, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull these, and you'll see me at 1 o'clock to do this project. Let me show you one more time. Inspired by Emily Miller's fantastic hoop earring, Soft Flex hoop earring. We're going to talk about how those go together. It's going to be fun to do. And I will be on at 1 o'clock. It'll be here on our Beadshop YouTube as well as the Soft Flex YouTube. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. So friends, remember, item of the week this week is the Soft Flex, all Soft Flex findings, everything in the Soft Flex category. That is marked down 10%, and you can stack it with your January 10 for the 20% off. Shop early for best selection. Let me tell you that. You can also explore all of our projects, right? We've got so many projects with Soft Flex, using Soft Flex. This broadcast, of course, will be up, and you can kind of go back and take a look to refresh your memory. But I'm looking forward to spending some time with the Soft Flex gals and putting together a project. So I've got to pull it together. I'll see you in an hour. But I really appreciate you folks hanging out with me today. It was a really fun distraction from everything that's going on. Thank you again for all of your kind words about my friend Christine and her family. I will certainly pass them on to her. And yeah, it's all about keeping it real here on Beadshop. Don't forget, my friends, you can find us everywhere, of course, on Facebook, on Pinterest, on our Instagram over at beadshop.com. Give us an email if you need to shout out about anything. Email us over at info@beadshop.com. And you can ask us any questions, anything you need to know. If you do sign up for that quilt class that's coming up on Saturday, do email me today so I make sure to get you the materials list and stuff. And then all of you class folks will hear from me probably tomorrow is a realistic timeline for that. And then I'll see you in class on Saturday. Other than that, that's what I've got. Also on Friday, mark your calendars. We're having a winter renewal project box wrap up right here at 10:30 a.m. with Danielle and Nile. All right, my friends, that's it. That's what I've got. I'll see you in an hour with Soft Flex. Thanks all. Bye-bye.